because of some earlier issues. So the first race post time today will be at 2:10. And remember, we have that jackpot carryover in the Empire 6 of more than $442,000. Here now the changes for the 9-race card. In the first race, scratch number 5, Calabogie. Scratch the 5 out of the first. In the second race, no changes. Today's third race is the Skidmore Stakes, and there are no changes there. The fourth race will begin the Empire 6. Race 4 now has a post time of 3:54, and no changes in the fourth. In race 5, these scratches: scratch 2, Oh My Papa, 3, TIKHVIN Flew, and 8, Knockout Punch. Scratch 2, 3, and 8 out of race 5. In today's sixth race, we have a couple of scratches. Scratch 3, Make or Break, and 5, New Day Dawning. Scratch 3 and 5. No changes in the seventh. In today's eighth race, note that number 1, Veterans Beach, will not wear a hood. No hood on the 1. Scratch 3, Inside Info, and scratch the 7, Bears Mafia. Scratch 3 and 7 from race 8. And in today's ninth race, scratch the 1, Voice of Spring. Scratch number 1, Voice of Spring. Fast and firm, jackpot carryover in the Empire 6 of $442,573. We'll come back at 1:30 to recap the changes. First race post time here at Saratoga is now at 2:10. Coming up next, it's the Friday edition of Talking Horses with Andy Serling and Anthony Stabile.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Well, for the first time at the meet, I can say a good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses, presented by our good friends at Saratoga Water. I'm Andy Serling, Anthony Stabile. He's hidden over there to my left. Just so people understand, there were issues with Amtote this morning, and that's what has delayed the opening, but we are happy to see we'll be racing with the first post time of 2:10, but Amtote issues kept us from starting on time, but we're an hour late, but better late than never. You have had more time today, but yet I'm going to remind you again, We want you. We need you. We want you to join us at Naira Bets. Support racing in New York. Play through Naira Bets. And we are offering right now, I guess this will probably be through the meet, with a Derby 25 promo code. We'll give you a free $25 play as a new member, along with matching up to $200 of your initial deposit. Head to Naira Bets. Support racing in New York. Once you've joined Naira Bets, you can participate in daily promotions like... And Anthony, you participated in that Pick 5 promotion yesterday, so congratulations.
Thanks.
Through the app only, if you bet 25 or more to win on the last race here on the 4th at Del Mar, you'll get a $5 bonus. Also, want to remind people we have the bankroll builder coming back again this weekend towards the Derby. We'll have one this weekend. I'm guessing next week. Maybe it'll be in the Forgo next week. Coming up a fun race, actually. Bet 50 to win on anybody, 50 or more, and win, lose, or draw. You'll get $20 back. It's a great value situation for your bankroll for Derby Day.
I think it's the Sword Dancer next week, actually.
Sword Dancer? Really? Well, Anthony is so on top of things. You really are sharp. Little shower incident to discuss with Anthony. Anthony almost died in the shower this morning. Fortunately, he didn't. The Saratoga Sunday contest, 3 left. We'll seed the pool with $2,500, $250 buy-in, all cash prizes, live money contest, but you must play through Naira Bets. Yet another reason to be a member. And finally, Saratoga Live, all day, every day. We'll be on from 2 to 7 today. The usual cast of characters actually came in just as Maggie was coming in this morning. You can find the schedule at naira.com/Saratoga Live. And, of course, you can always watch on the Naira YouTube channel. Slipped coming out of the shower?
Yeah,
Somebody altered things in your room?
What happened was I had kicked the towel under the sink and went out, and the towel mat was gone, and it was it wasn't fun.
No.
We're okay, though.
Believe me.
I have a lot of padding.
What would I do without you?
I don't know.
I mean, it's all about me. And
I don't know. Listen, we all know this.
You'd be dead. I'd still be here, and I wouldn't have you. You know?
Yeah, I don't know who you would.
We're glad you're okay. That is a scary thing.
Yeah,
all kidding aside.
I've gone down a couple of times.
Glad you're okay.
Yeah. I know a friend of a friend actually passed away that way.
It's like I was saying, isn't that like a Rosanna Dana type thing, where she had a friend of a friend?
Yeah.
Everything else okay?
Well, we're good.
You're taping the 147?
Literally, as soon as we...
Anthony, if you see Anthony running down Union Avenue after the show, he's getting back to
There'll be no running,
tape
but
that
yes,
show.
I will be hustling.
He's getting a ride from, in case you're worried, he's getting a ride from
I have
the
it all
studio.
planned.
All right. Going to get to work?
Yeah.
Race number 1 on our 9-race card today. It's a gorgeous day up here in Saratoga. I don't like to remind people that, but we should tell you the weather.
It's for the weather, to let you know that it was supposed to be great through the weekend, so no rain forecasted through the weekend.
So race number 1, we'll take a look at the Silver Token Advanced Strategy stretch run last time out. You've given up an advanced strategy. Silver Token did run well in here because it was used to sort of force the pace in the inside, came around. Tough beat. But Bruce Brown is quietly having a good meet here. Saw Bruce yesterday.
Yeah. Bruce is doing well. It's always good to see. Won the last yesterday, of course. Yeah, this horse I thought was best last time. He had a altar course and just takes the bob and gets beat the last jump and a half, 2 jumps.
Advanced Strategy did not run badly, to be fair. And the thing, I guess the difference with Advanced Strategy is he's had less chances.
Yeah,
but,
fair enough. He gets LASIX today, but I don't know. I don't really think he did a lot of
had enough. Well, he was wide, and the race was sort of dominated towards the front. He got left a little bit.
Hanging out with you has soured me on some of these horses after just a start or two because nobody watches a race better than you. And I have learned how to watch races better by hanging out with you. And he really, I mean, in the turf sprints, a length is more than a length.
It's a lot.
And he just...
He never had any real acceleration. I agree.
Yeah, he just
agree.
ran in place. And, he's going to be, I'm pretty confident that, just going to be the length, and he's going to get the LASIX, and I'm sure he's going to be favored over Silver Token, and I'd much rather take Silver Token.
Be close.
Yeah.
David has him basically the same price.
Yeah.
We didn't have any lunch bets yesterday, did we?
I don't think
we did. No, I don't think we did. I'm going to bet Striking Causeway.
Okay.
See, I think, as my friend Steve Schroeder is pointing out, that Advanced Strategy covered 29 more feet than that horse. So the argument for him is if you think about ground loss, he covered a lot more ground than Silver Token did. And I think it is reasonable to point that out. I mean, the Trackus stuff is funny. I love Trackus. I'm not saying I think, I just like the ground loss. I like looking at quarter fractions and looking things up. And it's always, anytime you see a time of a race and you say to yourself, boy, did they really go that? You can look at Trackus, and if they're reasonably close,
I actually had a friend of mine, Scott. He owns a piece of the Ray Handle filly, Timely Tradition. He actually sent me a message on Facebook last night asking about the where to find the information for the ground traveled, and I sent him over to Trackus as well.
Yeah, it's right on the website.
Yep. Funny, it came up within literally 18 hours of each other. You're bringing it up, and he brought it up yesterday.
No, it's a very valuable. There's a lot of great stuff on the NYRA website. There really is.
Yeah.
It's all very easily laid out in the track menu. And if you're ever confused, you can tweet to Anthony or myself, and we'll get you there. But there's a lot of good stuff in there and a lot of useful, helpful stuff. So I'm going to try Striking Causeway. I don't know what happened to this horse last time, but he wasn't involved in the pace. He was actually in front 100 yards in the race, and he's supposed to be in front today. He is the speed of this race, and Irad's supposed to go the lead with him. I thought he ran well enough 2 races back to compete here, and I don't know what happened last time, but something happened, and you can watch the replay yourself and deduce for yourself or not deduce, just wonder what was going on. I want to give him a chance to wire this field because Silvertoga's had a lot of chances, and I'm not sold on either one of those. I'm not against them, but I figured I'd take him as a much better price alternative.
Okay.
Feels like 4, 6, 7 is the race.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't like, that race he comes out of with Jack of Clubs and Scuttle Buzz.
It's a little weaker than this.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
That was my issue with him.
Fast Gordon is a sort of Linda Rice second-time starter, but I don't know. Cutting back in distance. Stam did win in the turf, but it's not exactly a screaming turf pedigree, and you almost wonder. I mean, you want to throw this horse in as a second-time starter for Linda just because the price will be right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You kind of, in a big spread play, you probably want to have the horse as a C in the.
Correct. He's the 4th horse in, right?
Race number 2. Race number 2 is a tricky race because the horses to beat are probably Ashayam, but he might just win because there's not much going on in this race and he'll handle the distance better. Or the Angry Man. We'll look at the Angry Man's last race in the turf, but the reality is the Angry Man's seems to be talented on both surfaces and lost to a horse, Happy Saver. I'm really looking forward to seeing Happy Saver. And this is, what race is this? You can get this off. This is completely different. Wrong race. I don't know. What is this race?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, maybe did I send the wrong date in, guys? No?
He's run well on both.
No,
services.
that was the first race at Saratoga on August 8th was a turf race. That's funny. Yeah, that was the Doswell race on the Travers Day card.
Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Less than 2 weeks ago.
Something happened there.
Coming back on the dirt. I think his 2 turf races were better than his.
They
dirt
were,
races.
but his dirt race not bad.
They're not bad.
They're not bad.
And he's behind Happy Saver, and his stablemate actually beat him in his debut. Trash Talker. I thought he ran a better race than Trash Talker did that day. But
I got a stat for you though. You ready for this?
Yeah, ready.
I didn't send this in. I don't think, guys. No, but Dermot Magner turfed the dirt with no. Can you take this one off, please? This is a different stat. Sorry, guys.
That is not Dermot Magner.
That is not Dermot Magner. Dermot Magner's 3 for 3. Turf to dirt with maidens in routes.
Wow.
Yeah, with a 590 ROI.
That's like an old school
he's only
leg
been
up on
training
the turf
for about a little over a year, right? 2 years at most.
April.
Yeah,
April
so
of last year.
I just thought that was a funny. I didn't put it up, but it's a funny stat. So for people who wonder, I think I could be wrong, but I feel like one of them was off the turf. The other 2 were scheduled dirts. And I think the feeling is
one of them was that off the turf race you made fun of me of. You made fun of me with the horse.
I make fun of you, Anthony. I make fun of you so much.
I picked Kieran. I picked Rosina, the horse from.
Oh, that ridiculous horse you kept betting on.
And then she got in trouble. Then the filly.
Oh, the Dermot horse I liked, and you and I were making fun of you because I said you would never pick Dermot. And the horse galloped. The horse had his wicked fast pace and still won.
Yep.
And Shug was second, I think.
No, Kieran was second. Kieran came from
Rosina?
the moon
Okay.
to get second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Good.
She ran back against Dunbar Road in the Mother Goose.
Dunbar Road sidelined? She wasn't nominated the Shoe V.
I thought I saw Works.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
And when I say I think, I did.
I hope so. Because I had thought she might be in the Shoe V.
Me too.
And I see that the other one is another Royal Flag is running for. So we both picked Tenderfoot.
Yeah.
You can show the stat now, though I'm sure that Anthony didn't see this stat for what it's worth.
I did not.
Charlie Baker is 4 for 7 off the claim in dirt maiden races. They're all at Naira for what it's worth. Why did you pick this horse? That's not why I picked the horse, but I thought it was an interesting stat.
The horse kept some
Didn't hurt.
Kept some nice company at Churchill Downs.
Galpon's trying the Amsterdam.
Yeah, Galpon's trying the Amsterdam. Even the 2 horses last year, and then you saw the layoff, then came up here. The drop for 40 was curious because behind Galpon and Savvy, who came back to win, the horse actually improved on the drop. And Bike Radar out of an Invisor mare, I think this horse is certainly going to improve with distance. Gets the blinkers on.
Well, isn't this a proverbial, right? Shouldn't he be able to get in front of these horses?
Yeah, right. He's got to be in front of these horses.
Right. Well, the other thing about his last race is that was an inside track, the track you want to be inside, and speed was an advantage, and he was trying to come from behind, and he was wide. So he was against the track last time. And I just feel like you and I saw the same thing. We wanted an alternative to the others in here. I'm not overly optimistic. I mean, listen, Lucky Asset can win this race. I mean, he does come out of that fast race, horse in the bottom.
Yeah,
I know he's had some chances, but he's not.
I tried him last time. He ran in spots. He broke sharp, and then he was taken off the pace, and then it looked like on the turn he was going to be last, and he kind of rallied again once they straightened.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable that he's really a 1 1/8 horse. I wonder if he wants a little less distance.
It kind of appeared to me like he didn't handle the turns. Like he kind of lost position going into the first turn, and then he dropped back on the second turn and came running when they straightened for home.
It's the horse that was glued to the inside with Corey Lanner the time before that, and he ended up outside last time. What about Obsessed?
Obsessed is the wild card, I think. Right? And it's funny, as we were talking, I thought about maybe
it's a good
I
field
should have
last
had this
time.
horse. This horse was a big tip horse first time out. Last winter, fall.
That was a terrible race he was in, though.
We talked about this the last time when I mentioned he was a tip horse. He did not take a quarter last time.
Well, he was in super tough.
He was, but Andy.
Todd, but wasn't Dreams of Tomorrow a super short price?
Yeah.
And I'm a Pharaoh took money at the end. And
8 to 1, 9 to 1. This horse was 16 to 1. He didn't take a dime of money. And you know what? He ran like he shouldn't have taken a dime of money. I mean, he did zero running down.
I agree.
He could have needed the race. He's going to stretch out. He's by more than ready out of a smart strike mare, so distance should not be an issue. I mean, when you have horses like Ashaham and
I mean, we're taking a claimer as our horse that might not be able to get the distance, pedigree aside.
Well, we're going to be the second longest price on the board, and we're supposed to be
too many jerks
the
like us
controlling
like the horse.
Speed. And one thing I feel confident with Ricardo Santana is he's going to recognize that, and Ricardo will put the source on the lead today.
Yeah, but I think something else to consider is that I had some concerns that Wednesday's card, the rail wasn't the place to be. I think we only ran 3 dirt races. And it seemed pretty clear yesterday. Think of how, I'm not saying I particularly liked the horse, but T-Love's a fight looked like he had a full head of steam. He went down to the inside and he just stopped.
He
So
stopped.
I think there's a real possibility that yesterday's track, the inside. So that could be different today. And I mean, as I like to say in the track trends, just pay attention to it going forward.
Sure.
Because it's always hard. You don't run that many dirt races. You want to get some more evidence.
And this will be the first dirt race of the day, so we don't have anything to go off of. But
now, it doesn't mean that Ricardo can't go to the lead and drift a little off the rail.
middle of the track.
But it does feel like the rail. And a lot of the riders have been staying away from the inside the last couple of days as well. Race number 3 is the Skidmore. Do you know I went to Skidmore my second semester, my senior year?
Did you
my
really?
senior year, Saratoga High. It's always a program. I don't know if they still run it where you could go there and take courses, and I took 3.
So the end of your high school career.
Yes, we spent at Skidmore.
See, I stayed in high school. I stayed in my building right by Aqueduct in John Adams High School, but started St. John's with 24 credits. So
yeah, I had some credits when I went to Lehigh, which were valuable considering I never went to class at Lehigh. We'll take a look at Golden Pal, spelled Golden Ole, on my thing, and this is at Ascot. This was a brutal beat for Wesley Ward. Oh, I remember watching this race thinking, it was just, right? It was painful watching this horse lose. I know he's a maiden, but got a nice pedigree, huh? First fall from Lady Shipman. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I loved her. She was great.
She was amazing.
She was great. I mean,
what a beat
you feel
this
like
was.
you go over to Europe with a sprinter, and you feel like they're playing your game. And I mean, look at this.
So they're 100 clear of the others, too. It's just like,
Right? They're 2 ahead of the third horse. They're 6 ahead of the fourth horse. Yeah, that's a brutal beat. I mean, another one. Supposed to just go to the top here. And I mean, there's not much here, Andy.
I'm not like, well, look at Fauci at Keeneland. I'm not a huge fan of Fauci. I don't know how strong. I mean, the figure 72 is okay, and that's a solid enough figure for 2-year-olds, you know, on the turf. The turf figures for 2-year-olds, they're rarely very high. That was one of the things that impressed me so much about the filly that won the other day for Brian Lynch.
Toby's Heart.
You know, that fast figure. First time she came back with a 78 under less than ideal circumstances. She's
That's what she got on
she's
Wednesday?
She's a runner.
She's the goods.
She is really the goods.
Her on the second filly. I'm a fan of the second filly as well. Yeah, I mean, this horse didn't do anything wrong. He
didn't do anything wrong.
Was on the front end, made the lead off the turn, held off the closers. They tried him on the dirt first time, turf second time. He ran equally, according to the buyer speed figures, ran equally as well. I thought he ran well on both surfaces. Useful horse, but, you know, you got one Wesley that slummed it here in the U.S. and the other one that went over to Ascot and, you know, got beat 2 jumps.
I'm betting a cold 6-4.
Oh, okay.
You know, this horse is a half to 2 of those good turf sprinters. You know, horses were nice turf sprinters for Mike Trombetta. Horses, you know, like Tricky Magician. Maybe, is he one of them, maybe?
He's part of Tricky Magician,
yeah. I mean, I'm not really the sire, but the fact is the horse has been effective on the dirt sprinting, and this horse has a pedigree that says he's supposed to be better on the turf, so why can't he move forward and get second? I'll make a small box, but a big 6-4.
Okay.
I figure it'll be a clear-cut second choice in the exactas with the Fauci
Certainly.
one very short.
Yeah, certainly.
Just sort of my best idea. I don't really know what to say about the other horses in here.
I'm going to play early pick 4, early pick 5, and try and build it around Golden Pal. There's really anything else, right?
Maggie just sent me a text. It's very interesting that the Mike Trombetta horse had actually been entered in a turf sprint at Belmont and got loose and was scratched.
Okay.
Thank you, Maggie.
Well, good to know. Thanks, Mag.
Nobody has more information down than Maggie. She
Tell
is as
everybody-
diligent a worker in doing her job. And everybody in racing should do their jobs as well as Maggie does hers. Work as hard as her.
The most valuable handicapping tool in all of America is Maggie Wolfendale's
Notes.
tablet.
Her notes.
That
Maggie's
tablet,
notes are the greatest.
You can't put a price on her tablet.
I agree. She's
Can't do
got
it.
everything. When Maggie doesn't have something, I'm like amazed. It almost never happens.
There should be like a movie thriller written about somebody chasing Maggie for her tablet. A racing thriller. We got enough characters around here that would be chasing it for the tablet as well.
When's Maggie's? Isn't Maggie's birthday right around now?
I want to
Maggie,
say
when's your
I want to
birthday?
go with August 29.
I know it's been Travers Day before, so it's somewhere
August 20
between. It's somewhere between the 23rd and 29th,
I'm
right?
going to go August 28. I'm going to take 28 or 29. I'm going to take 29.
It's this Wednesday. This coming Wednesday's Maggie. So if you want to get her gift, you know.
This Wednesday is the 26th.
Yeah, good call, Anthony.
Missed that.
You nailed it.
Damn it.
All right. So race number 4, a lot of guessing in race number 4, basically.
Yep.
We guessed with, your man, Horatio de Paz. I will give Anthony credit. Anthony was ahead of the curve with Horatio de Paz. You were.
See that? I give the old steward's whip nod.
This horse is a half 2.
La Fuerza.
A nice runner for Todd Pletcher.
Yes, he was.
And Barry
Won
Schwartz.
First to speak. Oh, look at that. Speaking of Todd Pletcher. Oh, never mind. Thought that was Byron Hughes. It's Rob.
Good call.
Yeah, Byron Hughes back at Belmont. Anyway.
And you were having such a good show.
I was. It was, yeah.
You had to blow it.
Hit the wall. Yeah, La Fuerza won first 2 starts. Oddly enough, his only loss as a 2-year-old, I believe, came right here in the funny side.
Yeah.
He just didn't fire.
Finished 3rd or 4th?
Finished 5th.
Yeah, ran nowhere.
He was off the board at like 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Just never got going. Never got going on the funny side that year. But, yeah, he won half of his starts, 3-time stakes winner in the state bred ranks, so over $250,000. And like you said, there's a little guessing. I didn't find much other pedigree in here, but we have a horse that won early as a 2-year-old. We have a horse that, by Miz and Mas, this horse has a good gate work. Horatio's doing a fantastic job, especially with all these horses. When we came back from the COVID break, all of his horses seem to be running. And up here, he's got a little unlucky. 10 starters, 6 second-place finishes. That's a little racing luck involved there. Eventually, the doubles become home runs, like they say in baseball. I think Citizen K will get the job done.
No Eagle Orb for you, for your man Rudy?
I got him 4th.
No, he's a have to. High amplitude.
That's Claridge?
Yeah, that's the horse that broke its maiden and ran first time out in that sloppy race against Hidden Scroll, and then broke his maiden back at Aqueduct in the fall. And actually, in 4.5, I would say 4 to 5 of the foals. I would like 4.5. So 4 to 5 of the foals were actually fairly solid runners. I thought the Eagle Orb was dangerous in the era. Son of Orb, the New York breds. You've got It's Gravy. It's macaroni. It's gravy.
It's not gravy. It's sauce. I just want to. It's sauce. Gravy is what you put on turkey on Thanksgiving. Sauce is what you eat on Sundays or over at Nove. This is not for debate. Not for debate. Sauce red, gravy brown, maybe white if you're having poultry gravy. I don't want to hear any more about it. It's sauce.
You guys clear on that now? You got that?
That's it.
Don't ever call it gravy again, or you're going to have to answer to him. I have no opinion on it.
Outside draw.
I just eat it.
Javier Castellano does not ride a lot of horses for Kelly Breen. He reached out for this one. So this guy's a sneaky 48-2, mixed in with some, kind of ho-hum works, but got that one little nice breeze in. As these distances get longer, I'm worried less about the post with the young horses.
I like the outside post.
Yeah, I like the outside post now, and I think this horse will offer a little value in here.
How do you know? What's value?
Well, I'd have
Don't
to
misuse value on the show, Anthony. I'm going to come down on you like a hammer.
Okay.
Well, it is and I'm not saying this to give you a hard time, it is been subverted in horse racing.
He should be a good
into
price.
Thinking that horse is right. That because you're
you're right.
8-1, your value.
You're right. He should
as
be
we've said in the show, you can be 30-1 and be bad value. You
Right.
can be 3-5 and be good value.
Be good value. Correct.
So
he should be a decent price. I would imagine this horse is going to be right around that 8-1. I think Rudy will take money. I got a little bit of a push. I wouldn't say it was a tip on Doc Kimmel's horse on the 2 Sonic Speed.
You must have you have a very bad information flow from Kimmel, because you have a lot of Kimmel tips they never win.
I know.
Bronx Bomber, remember?
Bronx Bomber, yeah.
Piper. I think he was a Piper. By the way, Nick Tamaro has weighed in. He's firmly on the side of Sauce with you.
Yeah, it's not even a debate. But thank you, Nick. Yeah.
What about the Cape Cod Gem? Cape Cod Carroll. Cape Cod Carroll is a solid sprinter.
Yeah.
Well, this horse could be a little dangerous.
Maybe.
I
think the race
Carlos Martin, the competitive edge.
I think the race is kind of outside here.
I don't know. It's all guessing. And obviously the board, David's going to give his best guess on what he thinks the odds are going to be. I have to think that Eagle War being 2-1, David, I don't know if he has the workout reports and he makes the line.
I don't either.
But for him to make that horse 2-1, there must be something about this horse's works. So maybe I'm wrong, but
don't hammer on me for saying this.
It is IRAD too.
This does not look like a Rudy work tab that wins first out. I think the horse. I would be surprised if the horse. I think the horse will run well. It just does not look like the Rudy work tab. There goes Al.
It's Al Gold's back.
Al can't be happy about the next 2. At the very least, the next 2 games with 2 Met COVID positives. No Mets games the next 2 nights.
It's painful. I know. It's painful. Okay.
You know
That's the first 4.
Yeah, time for a break.
The late pick 5 will kick off with race number 5. We will be right back. But first, we'll hear from our good friends at Saratoga Water.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringWater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Race number 5 kicks off it ends the early pick 4, and the early pick 5 kicks off the late pick 5. And for what it's worth, I guess Eagle Orb, I just heard from David Aragona, worked with a Rudy Maiden, first-time star, that did not run particularly well, but David has to make the line before he sees that horse running. So I think that's one of the reasons he made the horse shorter. But keep that in mind when you're thinking the horse did work with a horse that did not run particularly well.
Monday or Tuesday.
I'll tell you what, that Matisse horse that won, that horse was bet at 5-1 there. They got the money. Good job by them. Disappointed not to see Paul Matisse here, actually. I thought I'd see him in the winner's circle. Race number 5. I just decided I don't need to pick the same horse as you every race. And I see you're seeing, we'll talk about my man Flintstone, who I absolutely am using here. To me, Stand Up just ran against better horses last time, and he's supposed to beat these horses. The 9 is the other interesting horse. I don't have anything clever to say. I just think he's the best horse in the race, Stand Up. There's not much else to say. That pace held together reasonably well last time. So, not that he was way against it, but I just thought he ran a winning race. My man Flintstones is obviously the oddball horse and the other horse to use. We'll see how big the discrepancy in price is because a lot of people do like him, and I do too. But I didn't pick the same horse as you.
He's the oddball horse, and you know what I'm going to say to you? He's going to get in front of these, and going 5.5 on the turf. Yeah, I mean, who else is going to go to the lead with this horse today? I just don't. I don't see anybody else even being remotely close enough to be fast enough to go with him today.
The only thing that could happen is if Louis Saez is aggressive on the rail with Dubai Bobby. He's not as fast.
I mean,
but one thing about Louis Saez, one of the reasons he had a big day yesterday is he is a dependable rider to be aggressive. And like that, that's why I like Wild William. I was confident with Louis Saez
that he was going to do what he did.
Would do what he did, which is he did whatever he had to do to get in front because that's a horse that can't win rating.
And I've said this, and I don't know Louis that well. That guy knows how to read the racing form. Because he always seems to put his horse in the right position, whether it works or not.
Well, you can't. You got to have the horse under you. The only thing you can ask from a rider is to do the best you can to give your horse his best chance.
How many? You could think back. I remember a couple of when Gary Contessa was still claiming a couple of Gary Contessa maidens in the turf routes down at Belmont. A couple of horses up here 2 summers ago. He just put them on the paceless races. He put them on the front end. He takes advantage of his aggression. And that's very, very important. I don't think.
Nice day for him yesterday.
Yeah.
Eight flat races. He won 5 of them.
Yeah.
And not all short prices.
No.
There were some short prices, but 5 or 6 to 1 the last race. And Wild William was 9 to 2.
He's been riding well the whole meet. You almost think that if he would have had an even start, maybe this would have been a 3 or a 4 horse jocks race. Who knows? I just think Tyler Gaffalione, my man Flintstone, has to be the aggressor.
Well, he's the speed. And it's hard to know what happened to him in that turf race. It's very hard to know. He just dropped out and was eased. I don't know what happened. But he came back and ran well since then. And he didn't seem to not be handling the turf. Now, maybe he won't like the turf. But I don't think what happened was because he didn't handle the grass.
When I watched the replay, it kind of seemed like he shied from something on the turn. Like his trouble.
He was inside.
He was right, and I don't know what it was. If it was another rider, if it was another jock's whip, it was something that kind of spooked him because nobody really tightened it up on him. He just kind of made his own trouble, and I think, I think Brian Hernandez Jr. just stayed on the side of caution and took him out of there. He came back 5 weeks later. He ran well down at Keeneland. Then he came back here 20 days later, and the other day he had a daylight lead in the stretch, and he just got run down late by Fed Funds. So, yeah, I mean,
he ran very well last time. Yeah. No, I know he's dangerous. The turf pedigree. There's 2 turf winners from 5 to try it from the dam. They were pretty much equal to dirt. It seemed like the horse just sort of handled it. So there's no reason to believe this horse can't handle it. I mean, Into Mischief's obviously not a great turf influence, but he's the other horse. Because the thing is, like, we'll take a look at propensity, who's going to take money in this race. He just found the right field last time. And, he just did what you're supposed to do when you're running against knockout punches scratched, obviously. But you did what you do when you're running against horses you're better than. He just won. You know what I mean?
He just won. It was first time for the tag. I'm kind of surprised they took him home. I thought he was going to get claimed. He didn't. He got the job done. And, the horse that he beat was just scratched out of here.
Want to let people know, by the way, as just a total aside, that there will be a mandatory payout in the Empire 6 this coming Sunday. So I assume we'll do it Sunday, and then we'll probably do it on Labor Day. I don't know for sure, but I would assume we are. But there will be a mandatory payout. That carryover is around 440, I think, going into today. So probably be in the 5 to 550 range going into Sunday's card.
But yeah, he just beat Professor. He beat better beat easier last time, and.
I don't know where else to go in here. I didn't see anything else to say here.
I really thought it was. I even would narrow it down more to just 7s and 9s. I don't even know if I want to use propensity, honestly.
It's a test of you. The race number 6 is the race of the day, I thought. This is a very, very interesting race, and it features a return of Lady Eli's half-sister, Princessa Caroline. And, I think she's a horse, as we watch her debut, that surprised Chad Brown, because to have that pedigree and win this easily first time out and pay $11. And some horses just, I think, just don't show you in the morning that they're as good as they are in the afternoon. And I felt she ran very well in her next start. That race was dominant towards the front end. Laura's Light is the favorite in the Del Mar Oaks, grade 1 tomorrow. And, Alums is obviously a talented horse. I think this is, I just think she's supposed to be very tough in here. But it bothers me that she fooled Chad Brown first time out. Not because horses fool their trainers. I don't care how good a trainer you are. But it bothers me a little bit. And I wonder if there will be at some point, regression of the mean, if that's a fair way to put it. Does that make some kind of sense?
Yeah, that, maybe she caught the right bunch of horses first time, and maybe she was just in the right place at the right time, and now she'll come back to what his, lack of expectation. I don't even know how to put it, right? Like,
well, yeah, that maybe, sometimes they're overcheap. But she's going to also be a crazy short price in here.
She is.
Maybe she should be, but this is not an easy race, Anthony.
It's not. But fooling Chad aside, she ran 2 numbers as a 2-year-old. If she improves off of those numbers.
Well, the first one.
84 and 82.
No,
if she improves off those 2 numbers,
she's supposed to.
She's going to beat these horses.
I don't disagree. And by the way, for people that are wondering, just to get back on that, why we're an hour late and everything's an hour late, there were am-tote issues, not NYRA, am-tote issues that kept us from starting on time. So be clear on that. Because now, my friend Sarah, who now apparently watches the show, she was just wondering. So I'm hoping I don't have to text her to respond to that. But that's the reason. I'm with you. She's the horse to beat. I don't want to take a super short price. And I'm going to tell you something. I think Duopoly's last rate, I'm sorry. We'll split them. Let's go to Eye of a Soldier and talk about Eye of a Soldier. Because Eye of a Soldier is supposed to take money in this race.
Yeah.
And here's my question to you.
She took money last time, too.
The race, first of all, she's kind of a last time was the time. This race fell apart. This race was really run in a very favorable manner for her. I'm not saying she didn't run well, and I think she's dangerous and clearly improved for Bill. And she's also had a big trip in the Jessamine last time out, so it's not as though she hadn't run well or better than it looks in her last start. I don't know, though. I feel like last time was the time with her.
You might be right. Kind of stayed on the last 16th, eighth of a mile as well. Didn't really put a dent into Witez's lead.
Witez is okay, though.
Yeah, it was her first start.
You didn't like her, but she was okay.
I didn't like her. It was her first start. Thanks for pointing that out. It was her first start.
You were a little silly about her.
Off a 9.5-month break. It was her first start for Bill. I thought she ran well enough last time. Like I said, last eighth of a mile or so, she kind of just stayed on and didn't make any.
You think she's not going to get better with more distance? Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, I think she. I think there's a chance she doesn't get better with more distance. I'm not going to completely dismiss her because it was off a lengthy layoff. It was her first start as a 3-year-old. But yes, if you put a gun to my head and said, "Do you think she's going to want more distance or not?" I don't think she's going to want more distance based on that effort. But it's hard to really just pass judgment off the one race.
So I remember Kieran trained her actually.
Sure.
She beat me a dirty nose in the valley.
Kieran trained her sire and her dam.
That's also correct. Back to Duopoly. For whatever reason, the race wasn't timed last time. Randy Moss timed it off video and told me, I think, 141.89. Thought the figure should probably be in the mid to high 70s. She absolutely galloped in this race. Yeah. And I think she's the speed in here. I mean, I don't see any reason that Chad and Irad shouldn't just want to send this horse to the front in this race. And I'm not sure that she's not okay. And she was... they really liked her before her debut.
Yes.
But there were a number of Chad Brown horses that didn't run as well as they could have, and she came back and ran well. And I think she's going to get lost a little bit because they're going to focus so much on the Lady Eli horse that maybe you do get 4 to 5 to 1 on her, and I'm not convinced that she's not a runner.
She was dominant last time they were away. Now, we don't know what she's beating down at Monmouth Park, but...
The second horse came back to win on dirt.
Okay. We do know she did it the right way, right? She controlled the pace, and she not only controlled the pace, though. When they came off the turn, as you saw in the replay, she just left them. And you like to see that with a horse who had no speed first time out. Who knows what happened?
She was awful first time out.
You just draw the line. You forget it happened, and you move forward off of that. And maybe the key to her is to be aggressive with her early
I agree.
on.
Just let her roll.
Yeah, and again, there's really no other speed. Passion factor coming out of a couple of quicker races. Maybe passion factor when Luis Saez gets aggressive from the outside draw and he tries to get over and around.
She's not impossible. Here, she's not untalented, you know.
They tried going with Lashara last time. They didn't even go that fast, and it didn't seem like...
But she's better than that. Lashara's okay. I'm going to use Lashara. Lashara's race 2 back was solid.
Okay.
I'm not completely dismissing her. I'm going to use 1 4s and 6s in this race.
Okay.
I think Lashara is okay.
I'm probably going to keep it to 4s and 6s, but I can understand wanting to use Lashara. I can even understand.
Cassie's were very unlucky. That horse should have won yesterday.
That horse should have won yesterday.
The New York bred.
Fetching.
She doesn't blow the brakes. She wins.
Yeah, she's a useful fill. She got claimed yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Who claimed her?
America's Pastime. Or I believe Kanamachi. Yeah, she got claimed. She actually might be a good claim.
I agree, because she's 5.5's a little short, though she ran well enough. Maybe it isn't too short for her. Race number 7, 6 is a good one, though, kicking off the late pick 4. Race number 7, we'll take a look at, speaking of Merton Cantermasi, let's take a look at Jump for Joy, who's the horse to beat. I hate horses, though. They're going to be much shorter prices. They won a 9-2 the time before, but she looks like the speed and just the one to beat.
Yep, and I didn't want to. I thought the others had enough question marks in here where she was just a little bit more reliable. Her last 2 efforts are both very, very good. I think either of her last 2 efforts will get it done in here. They both come off of a February layoff, so obviously the freshening. And this is a filly who I was kind of done with over the winter. You and I talked about her numerous times in the winter, and I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with her anymore. That freshening, and one of the issues was she had been in training for like 18 consecutive months. The freshening really seems to have helped her. Now 7 years old, she's coming into some really good form. She's running some of the best races she's ever run.
16 times first or second and 26 starts. A 7-year-old that's running well. She's a really cool horse.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. When you see them as that consistent, and then she went through a run where she was out of the exact 5 of 6 starts. Maybe it's time to give her a little bit of a breather. She got it, and she came back, and she's as good as ever.
No. You make a good point. It's not a great point. It's a good point. I'm going to try to beat her.
Okay.
But I don't disagree. I've got her second. She's the horse to beat. She's also going to be the favorite, and I don't want to pick her as the favorite.
Okay.
And I think I'll take the Kate's Dangerous. Savvy Joseph did win a race here. So once he won a race here, I'm not going to, I said I'm going to let him win one on me. Well, he did. And this is her win 2 back off the claim in the Ladybird. Liza Starr, she beat, actually ran solid her next start, ran 1 buyer point lower. She's Peter Walder, correct?
Yeah, she's Luch.
Yeah. Luch. You can tell by those
Luch
right
silks. She got a good setup this day.
Last time out, she did not run. I don't disagree. She didn't run. It's not dropping. They claimed her for 25. And I thought she was the other horse. And I also thought that she'd be, forwardly placed. I didn't think she'd be compromised by the pace. And I like her more than Flat Awesome Jenny. I don't know what to do with Flat Awesome Jenny. She's okay, but she can win, I guess. But I thought that she'd be a little more pace compromised, if that's fair.
Yeah, sure.
She's not going to be forward in here.
Fair enough. I thought Solitary Gem was a little interesting.
It's her favorite time of the show.
Leah actually taking her back, claiming her back last time out. I know she
can't compete with these horses, Ant.
I don't know. What if I'll Take the Cake puts a little pressure on Jump for Joy today? Maybe she's the first one. I don't know.
No, Anthony, she's going to be in the back of the pack with a 5. She has no speed. You're just going to keep doing it, right? You're just going to keep saying
Why do you think she's going to be that far back?
Because she has no speed.
You think they're going to go that fast in here?
Faster than her.
Okay.
She has no speed. That's why I think she'll be far back. I don't know what race you see her being fast. They were crawling last time. No, I don't see her being close, but maybe I'll be wrong. And no, I don't think there'll be a fast pace in here because there rarely is.
That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be that fast. I think from the inside draw, maybe she just was able to.
So I have a question for you as we go to race number 8.
Sure.
We go to the replay, and we'll take a look at Freewheeler breaking his maiden first time out. Look at those workout reports, Anth.
I did not.
I think this is a big workout report horse.
Oh, is it?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Big workouts on this horse.
Okay.
Be in the day, Todd Pletcher's 1 behind Chad Brown.
Yes. 2019, is that accurate?
Christophe has 17?
16.
16? Okay.
He won 1 yesterday, did he? No, 16.
Yeah, this horse ran well here, ran well in the futurity. Obviously, something went wrong the next time. He was chasing outside against a good rail, but he ran so badly and supposedly working well. And to be honest, this horse ran fast enough as a 2-year-old to win this race. You look at the competition, I mean, I can't take Crackshot anymore. Maybe he'll wire the field today, but it's just like It just doesn't matter. He was totally loose last time. I remember talking with Jose Ortiz about it after last race and just sort of shrugged his shoulders. And it's like, you do everything you can. He just doesn't finish.
A lot of frustration there, too, right? Blinkers were on this whole career. They take them off. They go right back on. Yeah, I don't know.
Just doesn't finish. I mean, I'm not saying he can't win because he can win. He is the controlling speed again. Veterans Beach. Let's take a look at Veterans Beach finishing second up here. Light the Posse. Oh, it's dreary, right? It's rainy. He's okay. He's not impossible. I found an interesting trainer stat, though. Christophe does not have great numbers off trainer changes in the turf. And I think that what it suggests is sometimes it just takes him a little time to get him to get their best races. But he could win.
This is a tough beat that day.
Not for me, it wasn't.
No, you had this one.
He ran very, very, very well.
Yeah,
yes, he was
really
best.
did.
He was best. I agree.
But that's an interesting
That pace
number.
collapsed.
You
He
would
was
think
close
that
to
would
it.
be a lot higher. You would think all of those numbers would be a lot higher, wouldn't you?
Yes.
All of them.
I agree. I had dinner with Christophe last night. His wife, Valerie, was insistent that I make sure people know that I had dinner with them last night.
Okay.
I went for the company. I really didn't go to be with the Clements. I went. Others were there. Very nice.
Did you bring your form with you?
No, it was very nice.
All right, good. You're always working.
Valerie was very impressed that I knew who Isabella Gianni was. She clearly doesn't watch the show and know what a big fan of French movies I am.
Right. Oh, that's... Even I knew
who Isabella Gianni
I know
is.
You would know that. I would have known. Everybody knows that.
I know. I was embarrassed for her not to know that, to be honest with you. Anything else you want to say here?
I mean...
What?
Not really.
It's 4-1, little 9. I can't
What
make
about
a
Noble
case.
Emotion? Noble Emotion's best race was the Turf Sprint.
Think it's going to beat these horses? Well, it was last year. He could improve. The barn is just so cold.
First time gelding.
They're a streaky barn, and the barn is cold.
And Louis Saez is aboard, so I know Crack Shot's
fast.
Well,
he can't run with Crack Shot.
Maybe he's the first one to attack, and Louis puts this horse in the right spot.
He's supposed to be second early. I agree.
Yeah, I thought he was a little... I liked Veterans Beach a little bit more, and again, I will take into account if there's a hot barn and a cold barn. And Jonathan Thomas's horses just...
They're not running.
They're not firing right now.
They're not running. I agree. But no, I mean, the horse, you're absolutely right. The horse ran a race on a sprint last year that with routine improvement absolutely makes the horse a player.
I have a lot of friends that like to bet trips. If you want the horse that's going to bet the trip, he's going to be sitting second to a horse that coughs it up every time. So...
Yeah, but he's going to have to hold off Free Wheeler.
He's going to have to hold off a couple of nice horses, yes.
Right,
I agree.
Race number 9, because I always do it to Anthony, I might as well do it to myself. The Kept Waiting beat. I'll take a look at Kept Waiting's brutal beat last time out.
Why'd you do this to yourself, man?
This was a tough beat. I don't know what to say. I don't see why he can't just win back.
She can absolutely win this race. 1,000,000% can win this race. This is a filthy beat, my friend.
This was an awful beat.
She did.
Winner ran to beat her. I mean, it wasn't like, I wasn't unlucky. It's not like some suck-up trip like,
No. Winner came from out the back and ran her down.
Why do you think Clement's horse is supposed to beat her today?
She did.
She got pressed by that 50-1 shot in the race.
She got pressed around there. I don't know. I kind of felt like Christophe's horse was going to benefit from that race last time out.
Why?
She was off to a little bit
Weren't
of a
all his
break,
horses
almost
firing, though? Weren't he firing all cylinders back then?
I know. I wanted to bet this horse off that
easy
last race.
trip last time. And she's going to be short again. And the 7 to me is just a better horse. I mean, I'm not saying she can't win. Obviously, I've got her second. I'm not against her. This is a funny race. Anthony, why don't you have the number 4? We'll look at Kaz Princess's last race. Why don't you have this horse in the top 4? Isn't she, gone on the front end?
Yeah, but you think she's going to go a mile? I don't know if she's going to go a mile, man. With that pedigree, she's the half to that fast horse that the owner, Pete Kazmias, had, Burnix Bank.
Well, I agree. The distance is a question.
That's a problem for me. But, but listen, we've seen horses with less talent get carried over the course of the last 5 years, get carried by the mile on the turf by just getting in front. Yeah, I mean, she's faster than these horses by a long way early on.
I mean, the pace projector has her barely in front of the 7. I don't see that at all. I'm with you. I don't see that at all.
Barely in front of the 7.
I mean, I feel like Jose just went last time because nobody else seemed to want to go.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't get it. Kilkea's not impossible in here, right?
Nope. Oh, listen, I picked Gala Gold, but I'm going to spread
this race. I agree. No, I agree. I mean, what's wrong with Kilkea's last race?
Nothing at all. put a third, getting Tyler Gaffleone, first time for now. You know, she's supposed to get a pretty good trip in here. Draw's not great. Well, she's post 7 now. She's supposed to get a pretty good trip in here, right?
Well, she was always post 7, Anthony. That was an
I
MTO.
mean, I made a mistake. Not all infallible.
By the way,
like
Jeremiah
you, Andy.
noted that you looked great, Jeremiah Englehart, in the fall colors.
Yeah, man. You know,
it's more like summer today. It's summery. It's
today,
back.
yeah. Well, it was a little confusing this morning. Woke up, ran out to do a little grocery shopping after I almost died, and it was cool. But then it burns off, and so it's a little bit of a warm summer day.
Let's talk about some other horses.
All right.
Micro Million. Micro Million actually did run well last time at a wide trip, and I think did run well. But I just thought that field was so much worse than this field.
This horse got kitchen sinked last time with the first time blinkers, first time tag, first time turf. I'm curious as to why this horse wasn't tried in a special weight race first time out, because I'm not saying this horse is a world beater, but this horse did not run that terribly on the turf last time out. If there was any kind of indication that the horse was going to run a little bit on the turf.
That was a slow race, so that horse is coming out of.
Right, and now he's in the problem is now she's in the special weight race. She'll probably take some money.
Take money. It's Todd Pletcher. She's going to take money.
A little exposed because she did a little bit of running on the turf.
She actually ran better than it looks. She had a wide trip in there. She did not run badly. Now, I'll tell you the weirdo horse in here is the 9 Excited Feeling. I would recommend people watch the replay. I didn't bring it up. The horse broke a length plus slow, was completely taken back, and this horse had a real trip in the race. Just wide, real traffic in the stretch. It was a much weaker field, and now the horse is stretching out, and this is, a decent field. It's not a killer field, but I'm telling you, Excited Feeling. I'll say something about Excited Feeling. If she can't stretch out, and she doesn't get the right trip, she can't stretch out, she cuts back, finds easier company last time. Watch her last race. She can run a little bit.
I was fortunate enough to hit the pick 5 yesterday by hitting the all button in the last race. I did not like the winner. I will hit there will be one all button ticket today. If I get the horses right early, I will hit this thing because that's a puzzle. The finale.
Jeremiah Englehart just suggested that I have alligator arms when checks come. Would you please back up that I
don't think
I can't grab a check fast enough.
Save paying off a lunch or two. I don't believe I've ever taken a check when you were around. That's a terrible job by him.
I'm very disappointed.
The guy's like in the shadows. Hey, what checks he picking up?
Very disappointed. I'm very bitter. I'm gonna punish him for that.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna lay in wait, and I'm gonna punish him for that.
Wow.
All right. Anything else going on, or should we go?
I'm pumped for tomorrow.
Colleen, is this your last day, Colleen?
Tomorrow's our last day.
Today is your last
Tomorrow's
day.
Tomorrow's our last day.
Tomorrow's our last day. Colleen will be leaving us.
She's not worrying me, pal. You asked her that before we went
No,
on.
but she said she was going back. I wasn't sure if she meant she was going back to school tomorrow.
No.
And I didn't want to miss an opportunity to thank her for her fine work all summer.
Gave Colleen a couple of purple pens. I'm a big purple pen guy.
Yeah, I looked and I only had one extra.
She's all set.
No, I looked.
She's set to go back to school.
I'll order them for next year for you.
She got 2. She's set to go back to school, my friend.
We appreciate people's patience, by the way, and the Amtoad issues that delayed us and kept us from being able to start in time. We always appreciate everything from our wonderful customers and the players. Of course, everybody that waits, but the players as well. Without the horse players,
horsemen and women as well.
There is no horse racing.
A little bit of a delay, throughout the day. Day gets a little longer now. We thank you for your patience as well.
Yep. Problems that were out of our hands. Head on over to Naira Bets. It's in your hands. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, you need to join. You really do. It's important to support the game in New York, and we're all in this together. And racing can't afford to have money taken out to investors. Money in horse racing needs to stay in horse racing for the upkeep in the races, as Anthony's ride is here, so we'll get going. So join Naira Bets and support racing. Free $25 play for new members, as well as matching up to $200. Can't make it any better than that. Use Derby 25 as a promotion, and you can get involved in things like 25 or more in the last race here and the 4th at Del Mar. We'll give you a free $5 if you play through the app and the app only. Also, the Bankroll Builder. This is a great deal. Bet 50 or more to win on anybody, win or lose, in the 4-Star Dave tomorrow. It's a terrific race. And you'll get $20 back for Derby Day, for your Derby Day bankroll. Also, the contest.
That's app or website, by the way. I'm sorry. Derby Bankroll,
that's
app
right.
or website.
$250 buy-in. We'll see the pool. The last 3 contests, $2,500. All cash prizes. Register now at naira.com/challenge. You still have a few minutes to do that. And, of course, you can go to NYRA.com/Saratoga Live to find out what time we are on all day, every day, 2 to 7 today. Find out the networks, and you can always watch on the NYRA YouTube channel. Anthony, thank you so much.
See you tomorrow. Morning.
The voice of New York racing, John Imbrial, up with a reprise, the Scratches and Changes.
Hello, racing fans, and once again, welcome to Saratoga. Ideal conditions here at the spa. Sunny skies, the temperature in the 80s, a little bit of a breeze. The main track is fast, and the turf courses are firm. And we have a jackpot carryover in the Empire 6 of more than $442,000. And here now today's changes. In the first race, scratch number 5, Calabogie. Scratch number 5. Second race, we now have an overweight. Number 1, Tenderfoot, is 1 pound over. Today's third race, the Skidmore Stakes. Note that number 3, Kentucky Knight, is 1 pound over. Race 4 will begin the Empire 6. No changes there. In race 5, scratch the 2, Oh My Papa, 3, TIKHVIN Flew, and 8, Knockout Punch. Scratch 2, 3, and 8 out of race 5. Sixth race today. Scratch 3, Make or Break, and 5, New Day Dawning. Scratch 3 and 5. No changes in the 7th. In the 8th race, number 1, Veterans Beach, will not wear a hood. No hood on the 1. Scratch 3, Inside Info, and 7, Bears Mafia. Scratch 3 and 7. And in the 9th and final race, which now has a post time of 6:46, scratch number 1, Voice of Spring. Scratch the 1. Main track fast, turf courses firm. Empire 6, jackpot carryover, $442,573. Today's opener at Saratoga, coming up in 37 minutes at 2:10.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $25 free play and up to a $200 deposit match with promo code Derby25. Be a part of the racing action every Sunday during Saratoga with live money contests through NYRA Bets. A $250 buy-in adds $125 your bankroll, while the other half goes to the all-cash prize pool. Follow along with the races on Saratoga Live and track the leaderboard standings on Naira Bets. After the contest, your ending bankroll and prize winnings are shifted back into your Naira Bets account to start betting or withdraw. Register to play today at nairabets.com/contests.